Okay, so we went live on this, but we're not live everywhere. So this isn't really the show. This is me trying to get the show ready. So we're live on YouTube, but not anywhere else. Okay? So, but there's something wrong because on YouTube, I can't see comments. Something's wrong.
I don't know. We are preparing at the moment for Ken Goldberg's Law and Disorder. Yay!
Well, how do I fix that?
I don't know. There.
No,
it's right here.
Not a fix.
I think you got to pull it. Oh, pull that screen over more. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but why did it do that?
I don't know, honey.
Look at
because
it.
You're in charge of it. Because you're in charge of it. Because it's a computer with Ken. I don't have an answer.
Now
we are setting up right now.
I can't find the rest of me. There we go. All right, let's go live.
It's hot.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I love when you say things like that to me.
I'm putting it down.
Oh, you meant the heat.
Well, you are too, honey.
How did you lower it? To what?
I pushed the button, 1 degree. I didn't want you to freak out on me.
Well,
we are here, sort of. Are we in every place now?
Yeah, but it's only 4:59.
Oh, well, that's okay.
No, the show doesn't start till 5.
Oh my God.
We told everybody 5.
Oh my God.
It's only 4:59.
Other people are late anyway, so you know what can you say?
So we can start at 5.
Yeah, we can start at 5:05. Would you like
Who's
a
gonna
mint?
know?
Would you like a mint?
No, thank you. Are you trying to tell me something?
No.
I
would just tell you.
Sharing space with me?
I would just tell you.
Yeah, well, I hope you do it off the air and not on the air, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, little Miss Unicorn.
Like my new horn.
All right, it's almost 5. Are you ready?
Ready.
I don't know that unicorns had. Oh yeah, I guess they did. All right, it says this. Sarah joined us. It says.
Hi, Sarah.
Where's everybody else?
They're coming because remember
you can always type comments.
Because well, I remember we're not on at the regular time.
Well, but I promo.
Well, I know, but I know.
All right, so let's start the show. Go ahead.
All right, so this is Ken How was that?
You know what? Why don't you just go ahead and suck on that? I'll help you out a little
bit. This is Ken Goldberg's Law and Disorder with me, AJ, as the co-host, sort of. He just takes over the show, and I just sort of sit here. But, he's playing for us. All right.
Go ahead.
All right. And Ken is an attorney in 3 states, and it is still we have no idea how
I played lawyer at lunch today, by the way. Remind me to tell you about that during the show.
Okay. We're not real sure how that happened, but somehow or another he made it. He slept through law school and got people pissed at him because then he'd go in and take the test and succeed, and they wouldn't, and he was sleeping. I think he was absorbing while
I absorb when I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Okay. You were sleeping at the meeting we were at, that big citywide meeting we were at.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were sleeping.
Yes, I did.
Yes. Were you sleeping or were you listening?
I don't remember anymore.
And I'm AJ. I have Dallas Yoga Magazine. And we, we do yoga stuff all over. We have the Cosmic Yogi Festival coming up. And we're really excited about that. That's coming up November 2nd. So mark your calendar. Texas's largest yoga festival. Woo-hoo! So Ken, he was teaching at the last festival Buddhist meditation. And not only was he late, but he really wasn't late.
I wasn't late.
He was standing there. The place is packed because I advertised the hell out of it. It's packed. Made Ken sound all cool. He's a Buddhist monk, former Buddhist monk. Ooh, everybody wants to see Ken. Yay. And so then Ken's standing there waiting for the class to leave. He doesn't realize it's his class. Okay.
There's no reason to think they weren't the last class that hadn't left.
Oh my God. They were all sitting in there waiting. If you had been a little earlier, you would have experienced it. Mm-hmm. Right?
Nothing up my sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. And I don't know any magic. So that was as far as that's going.
Oh, my lordy.
All right. So,
oh my Lord.
Ray Dean says unicorns rock.
Thank you.
Okay. Paul.
My
aka
horn's
Don's
only
with
little.
us. You can always type in questions or comments. You can go to our YouTube channel, Ken Goldbush Law and Disorder. On
Which
YouTube.
actually has a much better picture.
I don't know because I don't watch.
Really?
I don't know.
Well, okay, let's put it this way.
And so
My
I said,
picture
"Hi."
sucks on my Facebook page, whereas your picture looks much better because it's coming through that camera. But that's cool.
All right.
All's good.
So today's show. Okay.
A little scary.
So we've got.
Well, tell everybody where you've been and why we haven't been on the
Well,
air.
there's a bifurcated show. Oh, listen to Ken talk legalese. So today I got an email. It said that the criminal law section of the Dallas Bar Association was having a free legal seminar.
Oh, okay.
For 1 hour free
And
legal
what
credit if I showed up.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that. So I went down to the Belo Mansion
Sure.
downtown.
Nice.
And I sat in. There was a prosecutor. She seemed kind of nice. And I guess the other guy was a defense lawyer, and then a bunch of people.
Did you go rest like this?
Yeah.
And everybody else was in suits and ties?
Why would I dress up?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So it was about ethical considerations when during the sentencing of a criminal defendant. I landed up talking because questions, I had answers. My last case, my last big homicide was a
Not him killing people.
intoxicated
Him
manslaughter
representing, yeah.
case I did.
Oh,
And
that's
they
a
were
bad one.
using that today, that charge as example for the hour. So I went and I'm going to go again. I'm going to go more
Oh,
because
good.
I've been paying my dues. I just haven't gone. All
Okay.
right. So
Am I allowed to go sit too?
I guess as long as you don't try to get credit for it, it's free.
Okay.
Lunch is like $14, but it's a spread, but
Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I was
So,
gonna say, there's nothing for vegetarians usually in those spreads.
No, there's a lot of vegetarian
really?
stuff there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
There was a lot of,
Well,
what do
look
you
at-
call it?
I have my Dallas Yoga magazine.
I am not looking at your chest.
My Dallas Yoga
Okay.
magazine.
So,
Sorry, Ken.
well,
Tell
you see
about
the-
where you've been.
No,
We
there's
haven't
this-
been on the air.
the camera's on and you start
Because
doing
look
this.
at my
You're
cute
like,
little logo for Dallas Yoga Magazine's logo.
do you-
I am not telling you, look at my breasts. I'm telling you, look at the logo. He's putting a thing between us. Really? I know you're past. Okay, so give it up.
So, all right, on with the show. It's a two-part show. We thought we'd do one part about these quasi-legal matters, and then the other part will be we'll talk about grief,
Okay.
because I was posting earlier today about grief and but not specifically about grief, but about interacting with the human race
Okay.
when you're navigating something.
People just don't think sometimes. I mean, when a person's in grief, they just don't
Well,
realize
I don't know
or
that
think what they're going through sometimes.
I
It's
don't-
like, what?
Well, but people are identify with themselves, and that's human nature. So we'll get to that. But first, we need to talk about cuddling, because
I want to open this.
cuddling's in the news. All right, go ahead, because she was laughing.
I
at it.
want to open
I
the
do
snuggle
the
house.
research.
I want to open the snuggle house with Ken. You go right ahead. He said no.
No.
Yeah.
You have to lay down with people and snuggle them.
No. You hire people to do that. You just own the house.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, maybe then.
And then if a good-looking guy or somebody comes in, then you can volunteer. For me, I'd volunteer girl for you if that's what you prefer.
Listen,
Might be a good
The way
enough looking
things-
guy.
things been going. Yeah, so
You know, my friend Cindy always says, well, we'll get married
Woody
someday
Allen
when
said-
everybody's gone. It'll be you and I. We'll get married at 80.
Woody Allen says if you're bisexual, you have twice as much chance of getting a date on a Friday night.
Oh,
Yeah, he said that.
okay.
So, you said you wanted to talk.
No, you go and talk about it because it's hilarious.
Well, so there's a legal case pending in Arizona. This person went in to get cuddled, and they were paying for professional cuddling.
Right. Like they get certified to be a cuddling therapist.
Yes, and I wouldn't scoff at it, but because of the way this all unfolds, we'll do a little scoffing today.
Yes.
So this lady has signed up for 4 sessions, $60 an hour. Now, actually, for $60 an hour, I might be willing to cuddle people, but that's another topic. Now, let's stick to the news. The news is the Arizona Appellate Court is, I think it's the Arizona Appellate Court. No, I don't know who it is. Anyways, that's the next one. So this is a professional complaint, professional regulation, who regulates massage therapists. Because typically, in order to be a cuddler, you can't really make a living yet just being a professional cuddler. So most cuddlers are already massage therapists,
Yes.
which falls under Department of Regulation in Arizona. This lady says she signed up for 4 cuddling sessions, and the article talks about the fact that cuddling is used for a variety of reasons. Somebody may have experienced sexual trauma, or for some reason has a hard time connecting physically with other people.
I get it. Okay.
And this is a path, a gateway into better intimacy.
Right. And cuddling, you have, according to the therapy, cuddling, you have to have your clothes on, and there's regulations. There's no nakedness involved in the cuddling therapy, the real cuddling therapy.
But in our case,
oh, this woman, yeah.
There was some discussion. The lady said she imagined or desired at some point they 2 would be unclothed, 2 women. So I guess
that's where the line crossed.
So the last session, the therapist or whatever you want to call it, the cuddler, said, I'll go ahead, we'll do that.
Right.
So they both agree. They took off their clothes and they cuddled. And then it's a little murky.
Okay, can I read this part? Because it's too funny.
Sure.
Both women removed their tops. Woodward told the woman to rest her head on Woodward's breast, according to the complaint.
Woodward is the complainant.
Told the woman to rest her head on Woodward, according to the complaint. She then told me to suck her nipple, the woman wrote. And the therapist said, get this, I am channeling nurturing energy to you through my breast. That's what it says. I am channeling nurturing energy. Okay.
Woodward is the complainant. Oh, Woodward's not the complainant.
It's the therapist. It's the therapist.
So Woodward said to go ahead, and she told her to suck on her breast.
Right. That she is channeling nurturing energy to her through her breast. You know, with all my experience in life, I have never had a guy say, I am challenging nurturing energy through my penis. Never. Never had that. Never. I mean, it's a new line for you, Ken. Let me channel nurturing energy. There you go. It's a new pickup line.
This is supposed to be a family friendly.
It's your new pickup line. It's perfect. Yeah. I'm a former Buddhist monk. I will channel good energy through you if you on my penis. That's perfect.
I just did it again.
It's too funny. This one, I am channeling nurturing energy to you.
And you have no friends.
I know. They're not here tonight. I don't know why.
You've been on live on the air for 12 minutes.
You know, nobody's
13 minutes. And you don't have a single friend.
Nobody loves me
but
tonight.
Sarah
I know. This is a first that you have more friends on here.
No, I didn't want to. Says I'm a cool cat. And Paul says, ha. So let's get back to the topic.
Trying to be nice because you've been through a hard time.
The reason this article is here is because the woman filed a complaint.
Yes.
And she filed with the department that regulates massage therapists because the cuddler was a licensed massage therapist and a certified cuddler.
Yes.
So because there's an organization called Cuddlist, and the Cuddlist train people all over the country, all over the world, they say, in cuddling, and then they issue a certificate, says you've been through the training.
Right.
So they get down to the board, and the board essentially says, cuddling's not massage therapy. We don't have jurisdiction here. You were doing something, but you retained her services as a cuddler, not as a massage therapist. Therefore, we will not act on this. The Cuddlist revoked her certificate because she took off her top.
And admitted to it.
And I didn't really know that cuddling was a profession. So this caught my eye.
Well, they have sex therapists.
I don't really understand that either.
Okay.
So But I had heard of sex therapy. I'd heard of surrogate sex therapy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounded, of course, and there's a lot of discussion about that as to whether
I don't
that
know
isn't
enough about
just
it either.
fancy prostitution. I don't have an opinion
I
on
think
the
some
subject.
people need help out there, so it's
Lord,
a legit thing.
I'm going to tell you, when it comes to sex, a lot of people need help. I don't know that a surrogate is the best way, but I'm not, again, I'm not ready to judge. Are those massage therapies similar to the Asian Paradise ones? No, no,
That's good,
No.
Paul.
no. He's asking if they're hookers.
I know.
Yeah. So no, these are massage therapists.
Yeah,
If
no, they're legit with
licensed.
license numbers and
Yeah.
stuff that can be revoked. The people off
Right.
Stemmons don't have license.
So did it say what happened after the state
Yeah, it
said,
did. It said
what?
that what they told her, she really got a slap on the hand. And what it told her was,
You better be careful.
well, to separate the massage website
'Cause it
and the
was
cuddling
that's-
website, that this was, they couldn't.
There could be a case made because she was advertising them as one business
Right.
on
So,
one website.
but since she was she was a cuddling therapist at that point in time, that they couldn't
Now she could cuddle
rule on her based on the massage part.
she could cuddle without a certificate, but she says she's not cuddling anymore. She's going to stick with massage therapy. She doesn't feel this went down the right way. Okay, so that's one article out of the way.
Mhm.
The other article is about these GPS monitors
Oh,
they
yeah.
put on people who are either out on bail, and in some cases it could be people out on parole. But this lawsuit, the ACLU is suing.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, people get these like if you being a DWI, people get these monitors now.
But that's post conviction. This
Correct.
guy was pre.
Correct. Free.
Wait, no, I guess before being convicted.
Yeah, no, it's free.
So here's the skeleton of a case. You're arrested in Mojave County, Arizona. You go before a judge. You want to be out on bond. You don't want to sit in jail. But because of the nature of crime, in this case, it was an alleged sex crime.
Mhm.
They asked for, if he wasn't going to remain incarcerated, then he should have a monitoring device on him so they could see where he was at all times. He didn't object necessarily to the concept, but he objected to the price. It was $400 and up, and he didn't have the money. So the judge said, well, I'm required to set a bond then, $100,000, and the guy languished in jail. So he got a lawyer who sued the county and said, this isn't right. It favors people
Right.
that have money.
Well,
And that's
yeah.
not what bond is for. Bond, here's the test for bail bond. Pay attention, everybody. I'm going to give you a legal education. Bond is strictly, because you have not been convicted, there's appeal bonds. That's a different subject. Bail bond is to secure your presence in court. The test is, one, are you risk of flight? So I'm from another country.
Right.
That would make me a risk.
Sure.
I have jumped bond before. That would make me a risk. Certain elements,
What
right?
about money means?
But
Does that matter?
typically, when I go into court, you're there.
Mhm.
No, money shouldn't have nothing
Okay.
to do
I didn't
with
know
it.
if means would be.
Well, if I own some airplanes, that
That's what
might-
I'm
yeah.
saying. Yeah.
But I go into court, you're my client. I'm going to argue that you grew up here, your roots are here, you have family here.
Right.
There's nowhere for you to go. The other one is,
There's
are
always
you
somewhere to
a
go.
danger to the community?
Right.
If you're released, are you so messed up, and is there so much kind of possibility that you will prey on other people?
well,
and
yeah.
the answer is usually no.
Right. But see, this bothers me. I know he's just been accused,
Right.
but this one bothers me because he got accused of sexual conduct with a minor. And then, so he's not going to get a bracelet to know where he is at all times. That's what bothers me.
Well, if the county's willing to pay for a bracelet, sounds like he's
Right.
willing to go for it.
Right.
They're actually go on your ankle.
No, ankle bracelet.
So, here, and this cuts across the whole judicial system, the bond thing. Rich people get out, poor people languish, and there's many jurisdictions. John Crusoe, our district attorney
Mhm.
here, is a former judge and is keenly aware of the problems that are endemic in setting bond. And they've supposedly they're really he's now the county prosecutor, former judge. He's supposedly doing a lot to try and just get people back out on the streets because it's expensive. People lose their jobs.
Oh no, I
while
get
they're
it.
sitting in jail.
I get it.
So this guy sued, and the appellate court agreed with him and said, you know what? He should be released. There are other ways you protect the public. When you set a bond, you have conditions. The judge says you are not to go near anybody under the age of 18. You're not to leave your house between the hours of 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. And if you're caught out, somebody said, hey, cops come and you're outside the parameters of your bond, you can be taken back to jail and the judge can revoke your bond.
Okay. But see, and don't laugh at me, but okay, so I see the point. They don't have the money, the court should be paying for it. But what happens if the person can't afford it? So they have to pay and somebody else doesn't?
Well, it's a big question. And
I don't think that's fair either.
The ACLU attorney, if I understand correctly, called one of the companies that does this. Their name is Scam. That's probably not it. I call him Scam. The name of the company is Scram.
Because it's keeping people from.
So he called them and he said, "How do you tell me about your prices?"
Right.
And Scram's daily fees can be based on different factors, including who is paying and how long the person will be monitored.
Right.
Well, that got anything to do with it?
I guess long-term monitoring, they give them a discount.
And what difference does it make who's paying? So if you had a parent that said, well, I don't want you in jail, I'll pay for why. Should it be more? Should it be less? The lawyer said, I could not figure out how their system worked. According to the company, people who are monitored during pretrial may qualify for lower fees through a financial needs assessment. If a court or agency is unhappy with what is being charged or how payment plans are implemented, they simply won't refer their clients for monitoring. What? Well, yeah. So then they sit in jail. That's a possibility. Well, they could just say, you are released on your own recognizance, or we're going to reduce the bond to what you can pay. My first case ever, 1987, had my license about a week. And I get a phone call on this 18-year-old boy whose father worked for the electric company, was arrested for selling 55 grams of cocaine to police officers. So I go to court, and it's, first case.
Sure.
Right? I'm standing there, and the prosecutor says, well, Your Honor, street value, and he's got this little chart in front of him, is $500 million. 55 grams ain't worth $500,000 anywhere in the universe. I don't care. I'm looking at him like, and I said to him, how you come up with that figure? Because, excuse me, I know what.
Right.
All right. And he said, the DEA sets that. I said, the only way that you can make that even close to that is you'd have to hit that bad boy up. You'd have to start real pure, and you'd have to hit it a whole lot. Right? So the judge said a $400,000 bond or $500,000 bond on this kid, which means $50,000 cash. And his father worked for the electric company. There was no way he was going to post that much money, right? And I feel bad. This kid's never been accused of spitting on the sidewalk.
Right.
18 years old. It's his first offense. So,
well, it's a tad big offense.
55 grams.
I know, but still,
that's not a big offense.
Okay.
You really are disassociated.
I don't know. I guess
world.
I just don't walk around with 55 grams in my pocket ever, so I wouldn't know.
Do you watch TV?
It's selling. He's selling. Obviously, he has the intent to sell.
Yes.
Well, I think that's bad.
and I don't think it's bad, but let's back up.
I think it's bad.
So,
not that I haven't had that much marijuana in my trunk before. However, garbage bags of marijuana is a little, I don't know, 55 grams? Okay.
So let me say this.
My Facebook's broken.
Yeah.
Remember the one other time it did this? I don't think it's sharing right on Facebook. But anyway, go ahead.
So $400,000 or $500,000, whatever it was ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
And of course he wouldn't get out. and he was going to go to the Cook County Jail in Chicago. And he was, he was a suburban white boy. He was in trouble. So I ran out and I called the guy I knew was a lawyer, and I said, what do I do? And he says, you got to go back in there. You got to argue. He said, but before you do, find out how much cash his dad can get. So his dad and I talked, and he said, I could go to the bank. I could get $4,000. So I ran back into court. I ran up to the clerk. I insisted he recalled the case. He did. I got him fine. I said, his dad went to get $4,000. That's all he's got. I don't know. He reduced it to $40,000, which means $4,000 in Illinois.
Oh, okay, good.
Post 10%. So the kid got out that day. He went to prison for a number of years because in Illinois, if you sell more than 15 grams at a time, mandatory minimum sentence, 6 years.
Okay.
I know you probably think that's fair too. So
50. He's selling drugs illegally.
God, she's back to that.
I don't know what to say. Why do you think that's okay?
Because
It's okay to sell illegal
they
drugs.
asked him for the drugs. He didn't go to a playground. Psst, hey kid, you want to buy some dope? Here's a needle. Here's a needle, kid.
Well, he was stupid.
You're about to graduate 8th grade. Let me turn you on.
Who was
to
he
this.
selling it to?
2 police officers.
Oh, so that's good. Yeah. So he's a dumb criminal.
Oh yeah, no, he was.
Yeah.
He was a dumb criminal, and so what he did was actually the police weren't even looking for him. They were setting up this older guy who had been in prison before, who was I think 26 if I recall, who knew this kid. So these cops are trying to set him up. This was such a crazy deal. They call him on the phone. Hey man, we heard about you. We want to buy some LSD. They heard this guy can't get any LSD. I can't get any LSD. And he was a backward ass guy. And he said, but I think I can get some cocaine. They're like, oh, okay, get us some cocaine. So he goes to this kid who's 18 and is on, in the suburbs selling half grams and grams.
Okay.
And he says, listen, if you can get 55 grams, I got these guys I know that will buy it.
Oh my God.
So he goes to his dealer and says, I got a sure thing. If you'll front me 55 grams,
Oh, that's even worse.
I got somebody going to buy it tonight. So he goes and
Don't ever have a drug dealer front you.
they're
anything.
sitting in a White Castle. I remember that. And he asked the guy, are you cops? They get indignant. They're like, screw you. You think, well, get out. I just, maybe he's one of these people heard that if you ask,
they have to tell you the BS.
Right.
Yeah.
So off they go into the parking lot, and the last words out of this kid's mouth, he hands on the bag. He says, if you guys are cops, I'm screwed. And they were.
He should have gone with his gut intuition.
Yeah, so
they all just popped up.
that's weird, huh?
I know, I'm telling you
So
something weird.
they arrested him, and they arrested the older guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was there with them. He got 7 years. The kid got 6. The other guy had been in the penitentiary, had a rap sheet,
That's weird.
set up the deal.
Yeah.
The kid got 6.
And it was his first offense.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to what were we talking? Because I
had my friend's son in Plano went out and bought mushrooms at like Whole Foods, some portobello mushrooms, then went and sold them to an undercover cop as psychedelics. And he still got charged like they were regular.
Yeah, they had to make a law for that.
Yeah. So he got screwed
It
under
used
that.
to be you couldn't get in trouble
Yeah.
for selling something that wasn't actually
Right.
drug. So they made a rule. Your glasses are dirty.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. Hey, look, the Ashley,
Hi, Lee Ashley.
Malcolm, Jackie, Kathy. Hey, so all right. I think did we cover this case? I'm opposed to electronic monitoring unless the price is either 1, reasonable, or 2, doesn't cost. And tie that into people sitting in jails and in some places prison who are now being charged for visitors. They're not letting you visit your significant other in person. You have to go to a phone and do a video thing and pay some company
Oh, Jesus.
so you can't go to the prison, which makes
That's
it easier
weird.
for the prison, but you want to call your son, you have to pay
That's
an exorbitant fee to now communicate, right?
That's crazy.
Yes, of course it's crazy. And used to be that you can collect calls from jails. If because
Yeah, I remember that.
you know, and-
I remember calling
Yeah,
collect.
but,
Yeah.
but sometimes you can't.
Oh, not anymore.
No, you have to buy a phone card.
Well, I know that my friends who have had DWIs.
What are all your friends telling you they love you and stuff?
I know they love
You
me.
need friends like I have. They just listen to this show.
Okay.
Pay attention, AJ's friends.
Okay. So I had friends who, the thing on their car when you have a DWI, the blower, and now not only do they have the blower, but they have the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, which
To make sure it's you that's
right. Well, those things are $400 a month, also.
It's so crazy.
Well, it is.
And then there was
but
the
I'm
guy-
telling you, they really are, because I was shocked.
It's not just private prisons, Jackie. It's public. They're outsourcing the contact.
Right.
It's not just now private prisoners. They're just scum. Just here, private prisoners are scum. They're pigs. They're the worst sort of capitalists. There are some things you simply cannot privatize, and one of them is incarceration. Trust me on this. It may sound like a good idea until you're the prisoner. Got to go with me on this one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, trust me.
Well, what about
on
that
this.
one judge that kept sending all these juveniles to
yeah,
this
yeah,
one prison
because he was getting
he was
kickback.
getting kickbacks for it?
Yeah, he went to prison
And
finally.
all those kids then were, ridiculous stuff too that these kids are being sent for.
And we should talk about juvenile justice some more sometime. Not tonight. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So we're at the halfway mark.
All
So
right.
if we're going to bifurcate 2 parts, but I don't have anything to say. But here's the issue. Of course, I have something to say.
He always does.
So dollars run the world. Ain't that the truth? And
Yes.
more so today than ever with Citizens United, which was a court case handed down by the Supreme Court that said that you could not limit the amount of money corporations and super PACs could funnel into an election. So we now know that while there's a lot of rich Democrats, a lot of rich Republicans, fact of the matter is, being the pro-business
This is going to be
group,
more beneficial.
Republicans have had a lot more money funneled into their campaigns, and a local campaign that may be hinge on some sort of pipeline, right? It's a local issue, but it has significant consequence to a company. They could funnel a lot of money into somebody. Just like that company was paying the judge, 2 judges. It was 2 judges, by the way, to send kids to a juvenile prison.
Correct.
As an alternative to release.
And I mean, it was ridiculous too. Like it was ridiculous. One of it was like truancy, and they sent him away to this. It was like crazy. The first offense, no offenses, and truancy. It was like, and he was sent there for years. Like it wasn't even like.
The lucky thing is the judges went to prison.
Yeah, thank God.
As they should have.
Yes.
All right. So, and if you look on my Facebook page, this. A judge in Cook County, Illinois, that's Chicago, somebody sued the police department, a website, like a journalistic website, sued because they wanted pictures of police officers that are, the police are all,
Right.
And they said no. So they sued, and the judge said, yeah, you don't have a right to not give up the photos pursuant to a request. And I thought immediately when I used to have my radio show, back whenever that was, and I used to say, if you covered your face and you were a cop, you've all seen TV, so you know this one. If you come to my house, you're raiding my house, and you're wearing that balaclava,
right,
covers your face, well, you need to be shot. There's no reason a law enforcement officer in the United States should ever have their face covered.
Well, don't you think that some of that has to do with keeping undercover if you're working in the drug scene?
Then don't go on the raid. Then don't go on the raid. Stay home.
I don't know.
You shouldn't be. Shouldn't be.
I get it if they're undercover.
You are covering your face. You should not be in law enforcement, or you shouldn't be in that place. And I tell you, well, I said on the air years ago, and I mean it. Don't come to my house.
Well, no, I get that. I understand that completely.
So,
what you're
you know,
saying.
under that theory, why should the policeman who pulls you over on the highway? Why should he have any markings on him? Why should you be able to know what his name is?
Right.
After all, people may want to get even with you because you gave him a ticket or whatever it is. Anything a law enforcement officer does potentially pisses somebody off, except for saving the occasional life or two. Apparently, they don't do much of that anymore. Well, who am I to say? So
I think they do. There's good policemen out there.
oh, yeah. And then there's the Oregon lieutenant, the Oregon police lieutenant who was communicating with the alt-right group that was getting ready to march and do a thing, beat up some Democrats or something,
Okay.
you know. And he was having all kinds of joking and fun with them in emails. Please check your connection if you continue to be experienced.
That's okay. We'll go back on.
All right, so back to grief, because I killed another 3 minutes that way. Okay, so AJ said, well, so yeah, tell him.
Okay, we're back. Sorry,
Tell-
my computer crashed.
Yeah,
Or the internet crashed, or Facebook crashed.
tell him where you've been. So, Kathy, you were sent away for truancy.
Really?
Kathy's my age. There was I don't know.
How much truancy did you have, Kathy?
She's.
But you know what?
Kathy's last name really is Corsi. Corsi's just didn't go to school, quite frankly. Her brother's my age, and I'm going to tell you that he spent far more time.
You know, one semester my senior year, I missed over 25 days. It was like 28 days, and I never got in trouble. I mean, like, were they just not enforcing it down here in Texas or something? I never got in trouble. In that my senior year, first semester, I missed about a month of school just because I was out drinking and partying.
Well, so you could have been put away.
I don't know. I never got any warnings. I never got in trouble. I never got anything.
In Dallas, they can come and get your parents.
Well, now they can, but back then they didn't do crap.
And Jackie brings up a good point. This whole scam of probation fees. When I was a young lawyer, you know, they might charge you $10 a month for probation. Now they're charging for everything.
Well, there was an article in the Dallas Observer. Did you read that article about that guy who's been on probation for over a decade for something? Yeah, something like that. It was interesting. And so there's no way he's ever going to get off probation because they just keep piling on the fees.
Yeah, well, the same thing happened to somebody we know. They keep piling on the fees. I helped somebody. Unfortunately, they didn't see fit to pay me, which is why you must pay me in advance now.
Okay.
She got brought up on a 10-year-old ticket, and so
really,
yeah, and she was paying fines all over. When she was young, she was in the dance business, and so. So anyways, I'm checking this out. It's over 10 years old. You can't prosecute a case after 10 years.
Oh, okay.
So I called a prosecutor in Grand Prairie, and I said, explain to me how you're going to do this when you can't do this. And he was a private attorney that went to Grand Prairie or somewhere once a month to handle case. He said, well, I don't think we can. So I got him dismissed the case.
Oh, wow.
And that was $1,000 fine that they beat, but I didn't get anything for it. So
so sorry.
So I went to Montana for a week. That's why I wasn't here the first week.
Right.
Lovely. Spent it with my two oldest friends. Yeah, lovely anyways.
Wandering around.
Yeah.
They had to put up with you too. Wandering around.
Yeah,
hiking.
yeah. We hike and then we go back to this cabin and we would cook.
Okay.
We had a barbecue grill
and
then we would sit around and chat until we crashed.
Are these people from Chicago?
Originally.
Okay.
But nobody lives in Chicago now.
Okay.
One's in California, one's near here.
Okay.
So and I met a really nice lady at the smoothie bar.
Yeah, you told me about this, Ken.
She was.
Does she usually look at the ring finger?
Wait a second. She had a silly ring. She didn't have a real professional ring if that was it. She's saying I was flirting with the lady. maybe. But
Mhm, mhm.
I
And then he finds out she's married after he asks her out.
I didn't ask her out.
You did, sort
No,
of.
no. I said, "Are you married?"
Oh, I thought you had asked her if she'd like to do
No,
something.
no.
Oh, okay. Well, good. At least he asked.
So, your friends are back.
They're coming.
Hey, Chris. All right. So, then I came back here immediately, went to Chicago because my mom was in hospice. So,
101?
yeah, she
was
died.
101?
She died 1 month short of 102.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we were trying to get her just to stay alive, just so
Yeah.
we could claim the bragging rights
right.
associated with it. Right?
101 is pretty good bragging rights, though.
So I went in May. My mom said I'm going to the hospice because her heart was so bad.
Right.
I said, you either got to get a surgery or you got to die.
Right.
So she said, well, I'm just going to die. She wasn't that enthusiastic about life. So I went up there,
Mhm.
and after a week or so,
Mhm.
she clearly wasn't dying.
It was sort of strange, actually,
well,
how well she was doing and how
Except for her
incredible
heart.
she
Her
looked.
heart was shutting
She
down.
looked incredible.
Right, she did. She looked.
I mean, seriously, she looked like, don't laugh, but she looked like she was maybe 80 at the most.
Well, when she puts on makeup, she's
I was like
she
floored
loses
that
years.
this woman was 101.
So she decided maybe she had made a mistake. She should get the heart surgery.
Right.
So I came back and my sisters really found a surgeon, got it all set up for August 6th.
Yeah, because it's hard to find a surgeon that wants to operate in a 101-year-old.
Right.
Right.
Right, it is.
Mhm.
But they said, you know what? We can do this. She's pretty fit for 101. So I went back. I was scheduled to go back for the surgery on August 6th. But about a week and a half before that, her femur just broke. And
It
when
was
you're
just
under one
awful.
and you break stuff,
It's not going to heal.
it's really hard to come back. So I'm telling you this story because I found it fascinating. I don't care if you find it fascinating or not. Just don't turn off your video cast.
But then they did surgery on her femur because she was in so much pain.
Yeah, but I don't know if I told you the story. She goes to the emergency room, right?
Right.
And there's this company called North Shore Hospitals now in Chicago, and they bought up a bunch of North Side
Okay.
hospitals. So she goes to the room and they say, oh, got a broken leg, broken femur. She's got to go to the orthopedic place. And we got another hospital. They're set up orthopedic. We're going to send her over there.
Oh my
So
God.
they sent my mom over there to a place called Skokie Hospital. She gets there and they're like, oh, but she has a bad heart. The heart hospital
Oh, you got to be kidding.
is in another suburb. We'll send her there. Well,
Was she knocked out? Please tell me she was knocked out.
no, she was in severe pain. Every
I
movement,
wouldn't have been okay
every
with that.
movement was traumatic, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been okay with that.
So, and then, so see, the ortho said, I can do this. Then the heart guy said, no, he shouldn't be allowed to do that. Her heart's, she's going to die. Boom, 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 boom. They argue, they resolve it. She's got to have heart surgery first. That's freaking the family out.
Right.
Right. So we got a nephew who's a doctor. His name's Jeremy. Good kid, right? He gets in. He gets her to another hospital. For those of you from the Chicago area, Lutheran General.
So how many is this? A third or fourth?
This is now the third hospital,
Okay.
right? But they're going to do everything.
Oh, yes, they're going to
So-
do the heart
so
and the.
If whatever's needed,
Okay.
they got it. So
Okay.
she gets there, and the orthopedic surgeon knows my nephew, and he says, I got this, man. She don't need to have heart surgery. It's a 20-minute operation. You put a rod in,
Gotcha.
you secure it, bing, bang.
Right.
Okay. So the anesthesiologist shows up and says, oh, no, she's too old. She's going to die. So, the doctors, the orthopedic, my nephew, everybody says, if she dies, she dies.
Right.
Yeah, she's
Well,
suffering.
we got to figure something out here.
Do something,
Right,
man.
right.
And so finally, I guess after an hour, they agreed to do the anesthesiologist. There's a spinal block, so there's no general
Oh,
anesthesia.
okay, that was good. Yeah.
Jump ahead. Surgery took 15 minutes, but she was in extraordinary,
pain,
a lot of pain. And, if you're in a lot of pain and you're 40,
It's a difference.
you rehab.
Right.
If you're 101, rehab is not really,
It's really
it's
non-existent.
not a viable option.
Right.
But they wait a week to see how she's going to respond. So where's everybody? Scroll. You're missing something.
Well, I had to restart
I
it.
know, but that was a while ago. So anyway, so she's not recovering. I mean, the pain is diminished. The fix of the femur diminishes the break.
But it was already so excruciating.
Yeah. So now they won't do the heart again because of her condition. So they say if in order to fix her heart, she's going to have to do some rehab.
Right. Heal at least. Yeah.
Well, something.
Right.
She won't have to heal necessarily. So they're presenting our family with options. And so anyways, in order to manage the pain, they had to start pumping her up with Demerol or something like that. I forget the name. It wasn't morphine.
Well, at least she was freaking.
So she was whacked. By the time I got there, my mom was essentially.
Well, at least she wasn't feeling it. At least she wasn't feeling the pain. I don't think.
Well, it depends. So the I get there and she's nodding. She's just
right.
On the hospice nurse came and they check her every other day, in addition to the care center she was at. And as soon as she touched her foot that had the surgery, she was like,
Oh,
so they dosed her some more and they have to give
there's only so much you can give her.
They gave her Ativan too. Anyway, she lasted when I got there, Monday, Tuesday. So I sat with her. So
she was a tough old broad.
Yes.
Jeez.
That was a problem. She had already recovered from 2 broken hips, cracked sternum on a broken
101.
wrist. Okay. Over the years, the last 15 years or so, she had already fallen. And
so does this mean you're going to be around for 101?
No. My mother never didn't smoke methamphetamine.
Oh, okay, good point.
She didn't drink.
But you're not anymore.
Fish. Yeah, but
look at George Burns.
What about him?
He lived to over 100 or 100.
He smoked cigars.
He was an alcoholic. He drank all the time.
I don't know. A lot of those guys pretended to be alcoholic,
Maybe.
So, why is nobody on the YouTube channel?
I don't know.
Okay. So, what?
Nothing.
Okay. I'm lost now. Look. It's all
you know why?
No.
Because you touched it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Ken move something on his computer and then go and screws it all up, and then he goes, "Well, I'm lost now. What happened? You touched it, Ken. You touched it."
Alan and Jim at one time joined, but they probably didn't. Maybe they didn't stick around. By the way, you can type questions. What else can people do? They can make comments and criticisms. But if they criticize us, can we just block them?
Probably. I don't know if that would.
So Mom.
My people love me. They're not going to criticize me.
So I'm not going to live to be 101.
I've lost 5.5 pounds.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And you want to Weight Watchers with me?
I need to lose 10 pounds, so I don't think so. Because you only
How
lost
you doing?
5.
Well, it's only been 2 weeks.
Oh, video stopped. Look at it.
Something happened. Mine's still going.
So you know what that means? That means both of mine are out.
Okay. Start them again.
This is very frustrating.
Well, it's the internet at the house. I don't mean to be rude, but your internet really sucks here. Hello.
Okay, there's another one somewhere.
Just in case people would like to know, Ken is an avid cyclist. Avid cyclist, like in this friggin' heat in Dallas. What was the heat index today? 105? Oh, it's awful down here. I tried to, Tuesday was my birthday. And I tried to go shopping on my birthday. And Joel and I went to a couple different spots. And it was so friggin' hot and so miserable. We went back home. So I haven't got my birthday present yet. What did you get me for my birthday?
I called you.
But you didn't know it was my birthday.
Yeah, I did. I saw on Facebook. It said it was your birthday.
Did you say happy birthday?
I left your whole voicemail. Are you serious? You didn't listen to it?
I listened to it. I'm messing with you.
She's not. That's not fair. So listen. So my mom was 101. No, I'm not. My mom's 101. She was 1 month shy of 102.
I know, that's crazy.
All right. So what happens is she says, cremate me, no service, because she ain't got no friends. They were all gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I don't mean she had no friends because she's not likable.
Right.
In fact, the people at the care center that,
Really liked her.
she's been living across the street for 13 years. She's been in the care center for 6 months. So they were digging her. She's easy to get along with. And my nephew interviewed her for a podcast he wants to do. And
How fun.
sort of. He thought it was going to be fun. No.
Really?
Well,
Was
she
she
kept
too out
saying,
of it?
no, she kept saying, I'm old. What do you want? He's like, well, what do you want? She said, I don't want anything. She said, I want to take a shower by myself. I want my dog and I want to go home.
Oh, okay.
She had to give up-
That's sad
she had
now.
to give
Now
up-
it's just sad.
She had to give up her dog because,
Oh, okay. I can't handle that. Now I'm upset.
well,
I don't. Why did you say she had to give up her? Oh my God.
because he
God.
was a little chihuahua
Oh my God.
and she couldn't.
The poor woman is 101, and they had to give. She had to.
No,
give
she
up
gave
her
up the dog
freaking-
in her 90s.
I don't care. Either way,
So the
sucks.
nephew's trying as a doctor and as a nephew.
I would have died at
Well,
that
he's
point.
not a nephew. He was her grandson. As a grandson, as a doctor, he was really trying to invigorate and explore where she was at.
right? It
And,
didn't quite work.
No, it's her most common refrain was, I just feel empty. Everybody's gone. The reason I'm talking about it is because when you talk
But not
about-
everybody's gone. Her son and daughters are still there.
So he asked her about them. She said, they're grown. They got their own mess to deal with. It's nothing I can do for them. That's true. So, anyways, so she passed. Now, what happened on the internet? No, what happened in real life? Social media came into play later on. I don't know what people go through. I only know what I go through.
I understand.
You can conjecture what. So if you came to me tomorrow and said somebody close to me died,
Right.
I would guess that you're feeling sad. I
Right.
would guess that, you need.
Well, I become very protective. Like I became very protective.
Thanks,
over,
Daniel.
over people messing, like not being sympathetic with you or empathetic. I became very protective over that. I felt
So and people.
because I felt some people weren't.
Well, everybody I think really was, but they are plugging into their sense of grief. This is what I'm realizing as the day is worn on. Everybody just got to do their own thing, and you just don't know. I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't. If it was you're a close friend,
Right.
I would be trying to comfort you.
Of course.
You might brush me off, and I'd be like, "Oh no.
Right.
Yeah, you need me."
Right.
I'd be doing it as a protective thing, but you might
Right.
really want me to get the hell out your face.
Right.
So what I did was unusual for me.
Mm-hmm.
Both. You're
Well,
right.
keep
we
going.
need-
You're on mine.
Yeah, but there was a bunch of people, and why?
It just keeps going out. It's your internet. We've been-
So you think the girls are maybe?
Oh, that could
But
be.
wouldn't this go out too?
Well, I don't know. Maybe not.
And this one didn't go.
No.
So back to the show. I don't know. So I'm sitting in Chicago, and I'm sitting there. And normally when I'm in Chicago, I kind of have a routine. Historically,
Right.
I visit people. I go in the city quite a bit because my sister lives in suburbs. I stay with my sister,
Mhm.
and I drive in the city or I bike into the city, and things revolve in a certain way or they evolve. Nothing normal.
Right.
Nothing normal because first week I'm just sitting with my mom.
Sure.
That's all I'm doing. I'm just sitting there from early in
Which
the
is
morning.
exactly where you should be in
Right.
that situation.
Okay. So I'm just doing that. And people are asking me, can I visit? No. Like Ricky, Eva, people are asking me, I'm like, yeah.
You're
no.
at the hospital with your
Yeah,
mom.
and my mom was in kind of a coma sort of looking thing. So it didn't make sense. Like Ricky's known my mom for 40-something
Right.
years. He's my little brother. But, I told her, no, there's no point to it, right?
Right.
So anyways, and then when she passed, this is this is like this thing. And the reason we're talking about it is because you and I have this willingness to talk about crazy shit.
Well, I think anything that people experience that's difficult to go through that people need to share, because sometimes people stuff it and don't share it.
And when you and I have talked about stuff, sometimes we land up and you had talked about give permission to other people, not necessarily talk to us about it.
Mhm.
God knows you don't want to talk about your grief with us, but you might talk to somebody.
It's very important to
because
do
you
that.
realize that you're not crazy.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, and I didn't care. I wasn't hurting so much as just was in this space where if it wasn't a family member,
Right.
I'm just not interested.
Absolutely 100% get it.
My sister and I, we get along pretty good. My youngest sister.
Hmm.
The older one and I don't get along so well, but we got along this time.
Well, you told her to F off last time.
Well, yes, but I didn't this time.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, so I got a brother-in-law, and they've been together 50 years. So he's a brother, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
we'd be hanging.
Right.
You
And I think
know?
that's important that the family's just together.
Yeah. Now that's their hometown. They got stuff to do,
Right.
after the death. Me, I sit in the kitchen, watch the news,
Right.
read the paper, have some fruit, right?
There you go.
Or I get on my bike.
Right.
Now people see me on my bike, they think I'm doing something. To me, I'm doing nothing. That's what I'm
Right.
doing. I'm just out there, man. I'm
Enjoying
looking,
yourself.
yeah, watching the trees, and I got all that time to myself.
Hmm.
I didn't grow up that way. I grew up like a lot of people I know. I needed stimuli. I
Oh,
needed
yeah.
something to distract me from my own mind. When I was a teenager, which was probably one of the worst times of my life,
Hmm.
I remember looking around my room. Sometimes I was tripping, but let's pretend I'm not tripping. Well, I was a lot.
I understand. I relate.
I remember the stereo going, a TV going,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm reading,
Right.
right? I mean, what am I really doing at the time?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
You're trying to silence the voices is what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Right.
One time I had some really good stuff. My Orange Sunshine or something. And don't you know my clock radio, because that was kind of what you got, clock radios.
Right.
But there was an
was a
underground
big deal.
station. Radine or Tammy, I'm not Tammy, Jamie. But there was an underground station, and there were